Welcome back to Spoiler Free Wrestling, and we are down to the semifinals in the New Japan Cup. And the semifinals will take place on Saturday, and then we'll head to the finals on Sunday. So we've basically got 4 big matchups going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling this weekend. The non-tournament match, which also warrants some discussion, is the IWGP United States Championship match, which will take place on Sunday, featuring Juice Robinson defending against Bullet Club's Chase Owens. And whoa, what a big opportunity this is for Chase Owens. He just got into the New Japan Cup for the first time this year, defeated a champion in Juice Robinson in the first round before losing to Yoshihashi in the second. But let's go to the first night of the the only night of the semifinals. So this is Saturday, so early Saturday morning, Saturday evening in Japan. And it'll be Ishii against Kazuchika Okada in the first semifinal. The other semifinal being Hiroshi Tanahashi against Sanada. Now, looking at this semifinal bracket, it's not hard to come to the conclusion that the most likely scenario to take place in the finals, not saying that it will happen, but Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi could be the finals in this tournament. It would be the 14th time that these two have had a singles match, dating all the way back to 2010, going back 9 years. And it would be the first time that they've met in the New Japan Cup. Now, of course, both Okada, both Tanahashi have to win their semifinal matches to make this finals between Okada and Tanahashi happen. Now, if you look at Okada and Tanahashi's history between each other, they've wrestled 13 times. Tanahashi's won 5, Okada's won 5, and they've gone to a time limit draw 3 times. Okada's beaten Tanahashi for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Tanahashi's beat Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And, well, actually, Okada's beaten Tanahashi for the title twice. In fact, 8 of their 13 matches have been with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship on the line, and 3 out of those 8 matches have resulted in title changes. So Okada beat Tanahashi for the title twice. Tanahashi beat Okada for the title once. Tanahashi defended the title against Okada in 2013. What else happened? Okada defended the title. Okay, yeah. So they've each defended the title against each other. They've each won the title from each other. I mean, their careers are so linked in that Okada is sort of the next Tanahashi. So right now we're in a stage where Okada's in his prime and Tanahashi is falling out of his prime. Whereas earlier when these two were meeting up, Tanahashi was in his prime and Okada was still before his prime a little bit. If you consider sort of Tanahashi's prime being, Okada's prime being like now, right? So, but it's not guaranteed that that's the finals that we're going to get. Ishii could still beat Okada, although one has to say that that seems a little unlikely. Let's take a look at Kazuchika Okada's record, actually, against Ishii. This would be an interesting thing to look up. Of course, we are using Cage Match for these stats. And we are just going to see when Okada... Okay, so they've teamed together quite a lot. But what we want to see is how Okada and Ishii have matched up in singles matches before. So they've met 3 times, with Okada winning 2 and Ishii winning once. All 3 matches took place in the G1. So in 2013, Okada beat Ishii. In 2015, Okada beat Ishii. And then in 2016, Ishii beat Okada. It's a bit of a surprise. So, I mean, the last time these two met up, Ishii got the victory. But Okada, Okada would still have to very, very much be considered the favorite in that semifinal. So the other semifinal, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Sanada. And let's see how these two have matched up before in the past in one-on-one matches. So these two have met twice before. Each time was in 2016. And Sanada actually defeated Tanahashi in the G1 in 2016. And that would have been on the first night as well. And then they would meet up just a little under 4 months later at Power Struggle. And Tanahashi would get his win back and beat Sanada in Osaka. So even though the semifinals look a little lopsided, it looks like Tanahashi's sort of more the favorite to get the win over Sanada. Okada looks to be more the favorite to get the win over Ishii. New Japan Pro Wrestling has shown that in both of these matchups, the underdog has won before. So there's absolutely no guarantee whatsoever that we're going to see Okada versus Tanahashi in the finals. It's just that would be the most marquee matchup for the finals. But that doesn't mean that's going to be where they go. Now, again, the winner of this will face Jay White in the main event, or in one of the main events of the G1 Supercard of Honor. Could be the ROH World Title match in the main event spot. In fact, I think ROH sort of hinted that would be the case. So one of these four wrestlers is going to face Jay White in Madison Square Garden in just a few weeks. Now, in terms of what are Jay White's chances in that match? Well, Jay White, we know, has beaten both Okada and Tanahashi previously. So, and of course, he beat Tanahashi for the title. Let's just go over Jay White's, look at some Jay White stats here. Let's do Jay White stats versus both Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada. Okay, so Jay White going up against Hiroshi Tanahashi in singles matches. Let's see what we got here. So Tanahashi and Jay White have met 4 times previously. 3 of those were in 2019. So for the Intercontinental title at Wrestle Kingdom 12, so this was Jay White's first match as the Switchblade, and Tanahashi won that. Jay White then came back, got that win back in the G1 that summer. And then Tanahashi defeated Jay White in a match where the winner would challenge... that was for Tanahashi's briefcase. Tanahashi went on to win the G1, but Jay White had defeated him in the round robin, and in fact was the only one to defeat Tanahashi. Okada took him to a draw. And so Jay White was given a shot at the briefcase, however, he lost. They would then meet again at the New Beginning in Osaka, and Jay White would defeat Tanahashi. Now, in terms of Jay White and Kazuchika Okada, they have also had several singles matches since Jay White returned from excursion at Wrestle Kingdom in 2018. And we'll just do, when have they met in singles matches? And they've met twice. Jay White beat Okada on the opening night of the G1 this year. If you remember, he beat Okada on the first night. Then in his second match, he beat Tanahashi. So White was well on his way at that point. And then White beat Okada, of course, at Wrestle Kingdom 13 in the Tokyo Dome this year, which is what earned him a shot at the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at the New Beginning when he then won the title. So, if Okada wins the tournament, we're going to have a rematch of the Tokyo Dome when Jay White beat Okada. And in fact, so Jay White and Okada have met twice. Jay White has won both times. So if Okada is going to get his title back, which he hasn't had since last summer, he lost it at Dominion in June, he's going to have to do something he's never done before, and that's beat Jay White. But again, there's no guarantee that Okada's going to even the finals, let alone Madison Square Garden. I think Sonata making it to the semifinals is fantastic for him. You could argue he had the easiest route there from the quarterfinals, having to face Colt Cabana, but he did beat Minoru Suzuki in the second round, defeated Hiroki Goto in the first round. Those are some big wins for Sonata. Of course, Goto has won the New Japan Cup, I believe, 24 times. No, that's not correct. I'm just going to see how many times he has won that. He's won it 3 times. So Goto, a 3-time winner of the New Japan Cup. And Sonata takes him out in the first round. Sonata then took out Minoru Suzuki, then Colt Cabana. And if he can take out Hiroshi Tanahashi, he'll be going off to the finals. Ishii defeated Yoshihashi in his last match. And I thought there was some great sort of subtle parts of the match between Ishii and Yoshihashi. There was a lot of Ishii sort of goading Yoshihashi on to give him as much as he's got. Ishii would be like, come on, Yoshihashi, show me what you've got. And then Yoshihashi would battle back with chops and stuff and, deliver a clothesline. And, he would make these little improvements on how he would do against Ishii. And he would get these little victories all match long until Ishii gave him a brainbuster, pinned him, and got the bigger victory. But Yoshihashi beat Nakanishi, then beat Chase Owens, and then, had a good back and forth match with Ishii. So great performance in the New Japan Cup for Yoshihashi. Ishii beat Yoshihashi, beat Taichi, beat Yuji Nagata. Ishii's a guy that's always going to do well, but sort of also always falls short of winning that major title, although he's former never openweight champion. What are Ishii's former title stats? Let's take a look at this. All right, so he's won the tag titles with Yano. He's a 4-time never openweight champion and a 1-time never openweight 6-man tag team champion. He's a Ring of Honor TV champion, 2-time Rev Pro British heavyweight champion, and has been winning the Best Brawler award from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Oh, look at this. He had two mask versus hair match. Oh, okay. So he was Black Tiger, lost his mask, and this is in 2011, and then lost his hair to Tiger Mask as well. And that was also in 2011. All right. So the other thing that I just wanted to talk about regarding the New Japan Cup, Zack Sabre Jr. eliminated by Hiroshi Tanahashi in the quarterfinals after defeating Kota Ibushi and Tetsuya Naito, I thought going into this tournament that Ibushi and Naito were the 2 most likely winners of the tournament. They were both eliminated by Zack Sabre Jr. Then Tanahashi was able to pin Zack Sabre Jr. with a pinning combination. So he didn't beat him with the high fly flow. He beat him sort of with his own game. And that's something that Zack Sabre Jr. has really established for himself in the last couple of years, definitely since last year's New Japan Cup, where he has all sorts of ways to beat you. He can make you submit to that orienteering with Napalm Death or whatever crazy elaborate names he has for his moves. But he can also beat you with these pinning combinations as well. Zack Sabre Jr. has multiple ways to pin or make somebody submit in a way that wrestler almost saves face a little bit, where it's like, oh, you lost to Zack Sabre Jr.? Yeah, but it was this crazy, clever pinning combination. And, so it's almost like Zack Sabre Jr. can beat anybody on the roster. But a lot of those guys can beat him too. And that, I think, makes Zack Sabre Jr. matches so interesting. You know, you will see him beat guys like Naito or Kota Ibushi. So seeing him beat Tanahashi was not outside the realm of possibility. Of course, he could beat Tanahashi if he's shown he can beat Kota Ibushi and Naito. Well, I mean, those guys, I mean, those guys don't get pinned by nobodies or don't get submitted by nobodies. So Zack Sabre Jr. definitely had a chance in that match against Hiroshi Tanahashi. I think Zack Sabre Jr. has the ability to pin or submit anybody on the New Japan Pro Wrestling roster. That's been established ever since. I mean, he's beat Okada. He beat Okada at a Rev Pro show as well. So I really think, let's go with Zack Sabre Jr. Let's see who he hasn't beat. Okay, so we're going to do Zack Sabre Jr. And we're going to do singles matches only. And we're going to see who he... Okay, so let's see what his record is against Kazuchika Okada. In just singles matches. Okay, so they've met twice, right? So, and they met for the title last year after Zack Sabre Jr. won the New Japan Cup and Okada won. And then Zack Sabre Jr. beat Okada in July at a Rev Pro show in Manchester. Let's see what his record is against Hiroshi Tanahashi. And against Hiroshi Tanahashi, he's 2-2. So he beat Tanahashi in the G1 in 2017. And then Tanahashi defended his Intercontinental title against him at a show in Hiroshima 2 months after Zack Sabre Jr. had beat him in the G1. Then fast forward to 2018, Zack Sabre Jr. beat Tanahashi. Oh yeah, he beat Tanahashi in the New Japan Cup Finals last year. And then the quarterfinal, Tanahashi gets his win back. So these two are 2-2 against each other. At some point, Zack Sabre Jr. is going to get himself into title contention. And I do think that Zack Sabre Jr. is a potential future IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He could certainly win the Intercontinental title. He's certainly got major New Japan Pro Wrestling titles in his future. All right, but that's enough about the... Holy fuck, this is almost a 20-minute video. All right, that's enough about the New Japan Cup. The semifinals, Saturday. The finals, Sunday. Oh yeah, Chase Owens versus Juice Robinson. On Sunday, Chase Owens getting a shot at a major singles title in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Also, I would expect that title to be defended at Madison Square Garden the night before WrestleMania, which is what, April 6th? The Saturday of that weekend. And so perhaps, depending on who wins between Robinson and Chase Owens, we could see another challenger come out after the match, maybe challenge someone. I don't know. But considering the G1 Supercard is taking place in the United States, it would make sense that the IWGP United States Championship is defended on that show. It's going to be defended on Sunday, so we'll need a new challenger, unless we get a rematch of sorts between Robinson and Owens, for the G1 Supercard. So we'll just have to see, but that's 4 eventful matches taking place in New Japan Pro Wrestling this weekend. The 2 New Japan Cup semifinals, the finals, and Juice Robinson defending his title against Chase Owens. Thanks very much, everyone. I'm the Guy from Spoiler Free Wrestling.